Guys, the day has finally come where I show you the greatest wildcard 35 team, aka my team. Beforehand, let me show you my game week 34 results real quick. I'll tell you right now, I did not expect the team to do this well, and I did not expect certain players to do this well. If you told me Jordan Pickford was going to be my highest scoring player in double game week 34, I would have assumed I'd be down to 1 mil overall and had the worst rank ever. Yet he managed to get 18 points and a clean sheet against Liverpool. Like, fair enough, mate. I'm not complaining. My two single game week players managed to get 13 points and 16 points. So thank you very much to Bailey and Foden. Even Maguire got 12 points on my bench. I should have played him over Salah. I mean, what is Salah playing at? What are Liverpool playing at, you know? Trust me, right? I hate Liverpool more than anyone. I'm so glad to see their downfall, but could they at least lose while scoring some goals for my FPL team? Do you know what I mean? Sadly, I didn't own Mateta. I would have if I didn't do an early transfer on Cunha, who ended up going on my bench. So that's what I get for being impatient, I guess. But at the same time, that was such a freak game week for Crystal Palace. I mean, I know people wanted to get them in because they played against two bad defences, but they've never been that good on the attack ever as a team, right? But just so happens, as everyone wants to use their free hit, Crystal Palace attack becomes prime Barcelona. But anyway, we had a good rank jump. We went from 168k to 112k. I'm fingers crossed, if I can really push it, I can get to top 40k by the end of the season. Now, top 40k is usually an odd rank to go for, but in game week 3, I sat at 39k, and I cannot imagine finishing worse than the rank I was at game week 3. So that's my goal. That's the one I've set for myself. Anyway, guys, that's how the team's doing at the moment. All of them are getting sold. Onto my wildcard 35 team, I am one of those FPL managers who has also saved their bench boost. So I will be looking to get 15 double game week plays for double game week 37 when that time comes around. So I'm going to load my team up with players from City, from Spurs, from Chelsea, from Man United, from Newcastle. Not Brighton though. Brighton are shit. I don't know what's happened to Brighton, but they are shit. Now, I was looking into City defenders for a long while before I realised not one of these City players is going to start every single game from now until the end of the season. So I thought, cut the middleman, just get Edison in my team because he is the most nailed. Now, before all of you call me stupid and dumb, I just want to address that double Manchester United defence. Okay, now, here's the reason behind it. First of all, Burnley at home is the easiest possible defensive fixture for anyone. And I know that Man United defence isn't great anyway, but I'm really hoping. I think they could keep a clean sheet against Burnley. It would be unrealistic. Any half-decent team should keep a clean sheet home to Burnley. The other reason I'm getting these two players in is because they have more attacking threat than most defenders playing in double game week 37. Based on recent form and the expected data, they both have more goal threat than Porro and Gusto. You've got Maguire, who's pretty much winning every header from every corner. And Dalot, originally, he wasn't that much of an offensive fullback. But the new Manchester United technical director, Jason Wilcox, has basically said, Ten Hag, mate, if you don't play possession-based football, you're going to get sacked. And we've played one game of possession-based football since he said that, just because it only happened recently. And Dalot was basically playing as an attacker. He was given a golden opportunity, a big chance, a one-on-one situation, which he did fumble because he is a defender at the end of the day. And he did get past their back line many times in good attacking situations. So if we play anything like that against Burnley, I would be surprised if he didn't get a goal contribution. Also, guys, I am a deluded Manchester United fan. Just let me have my fun, okay? I have not been able to own Manchester United players all year. The Spurs and Chelsea players are the main focal point of this team. Obviously, they have a double game week. Even though the fixtures aren't easy, it's still a double. But I am going to be leaving Van de Ven on my bench. I've got him in to save budget. And he's also going to be there for double game week 37 when they play home to Burnley. And that should be a clean sheet as well. But I would not back him over Dalot, Maguire, or Shah in game week 35, so I'm just going to leave him on my bench for now. I see maybe 2 or 3 points coming from him. To finish off talking about the defence, I do want to address Gabriel. I know what you guys are thinking. You wanted 15 double game week plays for double game week 37? Yeah, he doesn't double. Well, listen, I need him for game week 36 because my Spurs assets will be playing away to Liverpool and I need someone to come in and cover for them. Also, I will have 2 free transfers before I reach double game week 37. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to have an Arsenal defender there to cover me for game week 36. I would have 2, but I want to have some safety there in case one of my players gets injured on my team and I need that extra transfer for something else. That's why I've got Gabriel in my team. It could be Ben White, but I don't think he's worth the extra 0.6 mil. Saying that, he did score 2 goals last game week, so yeah. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much my whole defensive situation covered. That's going to see me through to the end of the year. I've also got Petrovic as my goalkeeper. Not much to shout about, really. I mean, he's there. He's probably, hopefully, 4 or 5 points this game week. The first thing you'll notice about the midfield and the thumbnail is that I have not gone with Foden. And there is a good reason for that, okay? I do plan on getting Foden in my team if none of my current players get injured. But I need Johnson in my team over Foden for this double game week, because Brennan Johnson's underlying data is insanely good. I've talked about it in previous videos, how the only player with more expected data is Cole Palmer. Brennan Johnson is going to be insanely good for your double game week 35 team because he gets the expected goals and he gets the big chances. He's also going to be very low ownership because of the amount of midfielders people have to choose from. Obviously, your basic 5 is normally Palmer, Bruno, Gordon, Foden, and Son. I've got 4 of those, but I'm thinking I'm going to leave Foden out for this one game week. I know it's really risky, but I want to gain some rank, and I'm going to take that risk by leaving out Foden and putting Brennan Johnson in my team. Hopefully, he can get a couple goals for me. There is also that chance he does get rotated, but there is also that chance with Foden, so it's a risk either way. I'm just going to take the higher upside risk. You know what I mean? There really isn't much else to talk about in this midfield. You already know why the other ones are picked. Bruno's on insane form. Gordon's only blanked once at home and it's game week 35, so he's basically guaranteed returns in every home game for the rest of the year. Son is on like mid-form, but we know it's Son. He's going to turn up at some point. And Cole Palmer, who I unfortunately haven't owned all year, is finally coming into my team. He's punished me enough and I refused to let him punish me again the rest of the year. I bet my life on it right. If I had Cole Palmer like everybody else did, I'd be in the top 10k, but I was too stubborn. My front line is also insanely basic, mainly because there's only 3 good forwards in this game, really. I mean, you can make a case that Timo Werner's better than maybe Jackson, but it just seems like a useless risk to take because Werner could easily get rotated with someone like Kulusevski. So I have gone with Jackson, Isak, and Haaland. I'm expecting big things from Jackson this game week, actually. I think he's going to fly under the radar a little bit, just because Aston Villa and Tottenham, they have mediocre level defences. So while I do think they'll give Chelsea a tough game, there's going to be goals for Chelsea in both of those games. So now we've talked about the entire team, it kind of leaves the dreaded question of who the fuck do I captain? And captaincy, you know, it really does depend on whether Cole Palmer's going to be fit or not, because I do want to start Cole Palmer as my captain, but if he's not available and he's not starting against Aston Villa, I'm either going to move it to Jackson or Son. Most likely Jackson, because like I said, Son is playing some tough games. It's mainly the Arsenal game that's tough. It's going to be tough to score against Arsenal. Anyone will struggle. Whereas, like I said just a second ago, Jackson does seem like he's got the easy fixtures. And we all know the big chances fall to him. It's just, if he can actually shoot, it's going to be a big haul for him. Overall, I really like the team. My big fear is that Brennan Johnson may get benched for Richarlison or Kulusevski. I don't think it would happen because he's been playing really well for Tottenham as of late. So I'd like to think he stays in that team, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Like, if Johnson gets benched, then at least I can say I took the risk and I failed. But I have to remember, he is going to get more minutes than Foden either way. So let's say he gets benched for one game and starts the other game. That is still 1.5 games. That's more than what Foden would get. So fingers crossed, Johnson does do well. I've kind of thought about owning Johnson too much to let it go now, because let's say I do back out last second and then Johnson ends up getting double digits. I'm going to be so mad at myself. So yeah, it looks like there's no turning back now. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think of my wildcard team, and I'll see you in the next one.